Yes, welcome to the third stream of the night. Alright, now I've got to fix some stuff on my... We have finally reached 10 series on Buster's Frights. Took me fucking long enough. I'm on game number 18 for Backburner, and I'm on game number 35 for the backlog. Frights has just reached number 10. It would have been more if I was able to fucking do at dead of night without it looking weird. Let me change up a few more things because now I need to mark this as complete too. All right, there we go. Let's beat up Steam. And let's get this ready. When I said play game, I meant I wanted to play the game. It took my my mouse. Oh, I thought that said NordVPN, and I was about to be really confused as to how they got a NordVPN sponsor back then. Nordic Game Program. Let's create. Alright. This Dark Descent was brought to you by NordVPN. Are you tired of losing your fucking memory because you went to the wrong website? Well, with NordVPN, you can help block that shit. Alright. So, Amnesia. Let's take this away from modern day YouTube garbage. Amnesia, one of the pillars of horror games on YouTube back in the day. It was up there with Slender Man. In relative popularity, Amnesia was first, but it was still hanging around when Slenderman was the popular thing, and then those got set aside for like YouTubers just scraped the bottom of the barrel to try and find something remotely scary to play on YouTube, and then FNAF hit, and then other horror games hit, but you know, look at the state of horror games right now. I could complain all I want. It's, you know, I love horror games. I wish they'd come back to more of this kind of thing. Honestly, it's like, now I'm kind of thinking about it. I feel like a lot of horror games nowadays kind of, and I think they got this from FNAF. They kind of rely on YouTubers to promote it by playing the game, which is why there's so many people that, you know, enjoy a lot of these newer horror. That's why there's a lot of people that enjoy a lot of the more modern horror games, especially in the mascot horror genre. Mascot horror specifically called that because it involves mascots, and it's things that are meant to be enticing for people to latch onto and go, hey, I want a marketable plushie on that. Give me. And the people playing the game for people to watch on YouTube, the YouTubers, the Let's Players, play it so that it gets publicity. It's kind of weird to think about that, because if it weren't for YouTube, I would have no fucking clue about this game, and it probably would not have interested me that much. And it's kind of weird to think about. I am thankful that I was on YouTube back then, because I love this game. I have played through this, so I'm not going to be able to remember all of it, but I do know some key points in this game. But for the most part, I'm going back in as blind as I can be. But yeah, this was I'm glad that I was on YouTube around the time where this was one of the more popular games to play. And like Dara mentioned last stream, yeah, I was a fan of PewDiePie. It was either him, Markiplier, or Yami Mash. Sorry if you know who Yami Mash is. It was one of those three that got me to see their playthroughs of Amnesia. So, yeah. If it weren't for them, if it weren't for me watching them play this game, I would have no idea what this game is. And to that extent, like, I'm okay with Let's Players being able to showcase a lot of random ass games that people otherwise wouldn't know about. I feel like it was kind of how Let's Plays became to be initially. Like, the first Let's Play that was labeled a Let's Play and was actually a Let's Play, not counting Chris Chan's shitty video. The first actual Let's Play labeled as such was Oregon Trail. It was called that because they were inviting people to play with them, as in, provide me your usernames and you'll be one of the characters that I have to get to Oregon. But Let's Plays at kind of in the middle ground between, hey, we should all collaborate to make this a fun experience, and I'm going into this game blind. There's like a sweet spot in the middle where it's like people who are fans of the game and want to show it off and show off as many things that they found out about it. I do like it when people like that show off random games I would have not heard about. And then there's also sometimes the fact that blind Let's Players can help showcase games that one wouldn't think about playing because they're going in it blind just like you are. Haven't heard that name in a while? Yami Mash? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know some of the older YouTubers. If not by name, then by certain ass videos that I can remember. I watched a lot of weird shit as a kid. But yeah, I'm just saying all this just to say I'm thankful that I've learned about this game all back then. And I'm thankful that it is still holding up well to this day in terms of like graphics. Like, this looks cool. I love the music that's playing here. I love the theming of... I love the way things look here. I love this font, this logo. It does well to just kind of make you realize, oh shit, Normal, the way the game was designed to be played. In hard mode, enemies will spot you more easily. Tinderboxes don't know how you combat. Oh, save is disabled and saving your game costs tinderboxes. Losing sanity will kill you. Oh, interesting. We're not doing that one. We're doing this one. Doing normal. Yes, I am starting a new game. Thank you.
Don't forget, some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair.
There's the line that I used.
This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is I am Daniel.
Okay, hold on. First off, there we go. Alright. I think our name is Darnell. Follow the liquid trail and find its source. Okay. So I believe mementos are our current objectives. Notes are useful things we need to remember. And diaries are lore shit. Oh, it's Taco. Alright, I'm taking you with me. Oh yeah, okay. All is good. Crystal clear. Fuck. I guess you can't keep holding it after you exit. Okay. I love the way this place looks. I wish I could design something as good as this, honestly. But I don't have much experience, and that's probably why I don't actually know how to design areas such as this. But this is like a big-ass castle. Must have been the wind. You're seeing things okay on the screen, right? Okay. $10. Man, even with the graphics, like the sprite work. I mean, sprite work. It's a picture of a hand. Bit dark, but that's fine. This is a horror game. That's true. Oh, I can't pick up that note. Okay. Man, the way they had made the sprite for picking stuff up done, like it's just so nostalgic. Okay. We're just strong enough to carry that with one hand. Yoink. One for the road. Glug, 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 glug. Yeah, fucking durable. I think things are squeezing. Ouch. Fuck, my knee. It really did look like it landed on his knee. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the cool thing about this game. If you actually enter a dark area, it takes a little bit for you to be able to actually see within it without needing a light source. Although you don't really want to stay in the dark for too long, because well, our sanity is crystal clear right now. Daniel here actually has a fear of the darkness, and he doesn't like being in the dark. This is a cozy little room. Well, fuck. We're gonna stand in darkness, your sanity will slowly drain. Yep. A slight headache. Yeah. Old archives. He fell to the kitchen floor. Tears were beginning to well in his eyes as he received the first kick in his stomach. His remained hidden, and fear she too would be punished. Oh, hey, like we were saying. Yep, exactly like what we were saying. Witnessing unsettling events will reduce your sanity, be increased by completing puzzles and making progress. Oh, there's that classic Amnesia music. Dun 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 dun. Side headache. Ah. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. That music is so nostalgic to me. I think I'm going to say it, and I gotta do a puzzle now. Alright. Geez, it's getting a little bit chilly in here. Picked up lantern. So we can kind of look around without losing sanity. Head is pounding and hands are shaking. Oh. You need a puzzle ASAP. I know. We're losing it here. Ah, a rug. I think I'll donate it to Goodwill. take the oil. I'll use the oil. I only got a slight headache because we saw this.
19th of August, 1830.
Here we go.
I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Alright, so we have apparently given ourselves amnesia intentionally so that we can go and kill some guy named Alexander. I just wanted to check out the rest of the room before I did this. That's the sound and look of us gaining sanity. Could pull out a phone and start doing some Sudoku. The other children cheered him on, his name voiced in a steadily rising pace, urging him to do it. Am I really doing this? The young boy thought and struck his victim with a rock. Uh-oh. Ah, bright light.
Is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
Brandenburg's the name of the council they were currently in. Refinery. Oh yeah, I don't recall if this is German. It could also be Prussian, considering the time and the place that this sets foot in. It is tough and pliant. It can't be torn by hand or tools. Some sort of organic tissue blocks the path to the refinery. Can it be dissolved? So we can't go that way yet. Nice try. don't think I can exit now. Side headache. Yeah, just the way that they did all the ambience tracks and like stingers and stuff. Man, this game is fucking amazing. I love the feel of it. I remember playing through this like a few years ago before I did streaming stuff, and I was a bit nervous at some parts. I wonder if that's changed now that I've gone better at just playing games in general. Wine cellar. Laboratorium. Laboratory. So we have a few options, I think. Oh, she can wait. It won't budge. I wonder why. She's fine, don't worry. Archives. Alright. The door slammed shut behind him, and he knew he would never again see the old tailor at Berkeley Square. Another lone soul in London seemed appropriate somehow. Gonna set up a small little fire there. If I'd paid a little bit more attention to the place the game wanted me to go, I guess I did, but now I'm just exploring. Because I can't reach the refinery yet. It's blocked off by goop. I think this barrel is unstable. I think if we hear a heartbeat, that's Daniel becoming afraid. Be afraid not, Daniel. Alright. Sure. There we go. Much better. Oh. Oh yeah, that's one of the more famous enemies in this game. Trying your best to stay up, but you're getting pretty tired. No worries. I understand. Thank you for hanging out. Ooh, bright light.
There should be more coop racks. Let me see. And one part aqua force.
But I understand if you need to head to bed. I just wanted to get this game started at the very least, because, man, it's so nice to play this game again. Oh. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. If I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I'm able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Good night, Golden. Early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, and hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is highly acidic and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I'll find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Alright, Jesus, man. If I could taste the froze like it is, ma, take a shot. It's like yours of the consulate in Constantinople. Alright, let's go to the wine cellar. Locked door, not open on a key. Evidence in the laboratories revealed that combining 4 chemicals can create powerful acid. Find key for wine cellar. I guess we're heading into Archives. Traveling to Dover meant going through Canterbury. He made sure to pay a visit to avoid the sense of guilt connected with neglect of family. Oh yeah, this music. God, I remember being so paranoid here. Rare books. And someone wanted at them. Catalogs. Alright.
16th of May, 1839. The unflinching African sun has continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we uncovered a passage beneath the dunes leading to a sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night.
That was his worst mistake.
I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
The professor is hiding something from you? Interesting. This is catalogs, right? Catalogs. Catalogy. I know. Wilhelm's contract. I hereby offer my full attention and... Well, let me actually not stumble over my words. I hereby offer my full attention and services to Alexander, Baron of Brandenburg. This contract will reign for a total of 3 years when my freedom shall return to me. In addition, Alexander, Baron of Brandenburg, is recommended my services at the Prussian royal court and within the sanctum of the Order of the Black Eagle. May no man break this seal. Wilhelm, House of Garage. May no man break this seal. Yeah, I figured since I got through the first 2 games so quickly, I wanted to at least start this game as well. This is the study.
of May,
There we go.
1839. My hands tremble as I write. I feel a need to document my tribulation, for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger.
Felt that.
Today, I took some men and ventured into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged into a great antechamber. The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd ever seen. Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside. I was trapped.
Can't be me. Oh wait, yes it is. Old tomes. Ah, spooky. Alright. It won't open, it's locked. Local history. Oh yeah. I forgot you can lean in this game. I like that it's actually... I think it's day out in this game. Oh, hush. I love that they just flesh out the world with all these random objects and stuff. Maps and floor plans. Well, must find a new way out of this area. Oh no, what was in that paper?
17th of May, 1839. After pounding the unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity, I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light. It was waiting for me. Enclosed in dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry. The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
That was Journal 3 of 3, I believe. Yep. Fine. Kingdom of Prussia, Central Prussia. So yeah, Prussia still exists. Fragile but not breakable by hand. There, I got it. Beep, 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 beep. Okay.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
Oh, really now?
Buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
East Wing, Western Hall. Huh. You're playing the music again.
You have to be swift when you activate the first one. You hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Interesting. Some sort of secret door mechanism in the local history. Get fucked. That was not how I was intending that to land, but sure. I broke down. Okay. Local folklore. Aldestadt in Brennenburg Castle, 1801. Another region rich with lore is Aldestadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains dressed with scattered lakes is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversations, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by their tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside the damp burlap sacks dragged behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A visit undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Aldestadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records of the time. Huh? I guess he was popular. One day he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Aldestadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Immortal Baron. The Baron of Brennenburg lives a reclusive life with his family at his castle nearby Aldestadt, and like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals that little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, nobleman from the Rhinelands claiming the role as protector of the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remained popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring have never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the west over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted Order of the Black Eagle along with the great leaders of this country. That one. That one. That one. Alright. So yeah, this place has quite the history. Regarding closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. It's just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave, or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe I will feed them some wine. It would in a sense solve both of my problems. Oh. Okay. How are we doing? Side headache. Wine cellar. I don't think there's anything. I don't know. Oh, okay. Someone opened it. Well, we've got all that we needed there. The sand gave way to his tired body as he fell from the camel's back. He felt the wind gently sweep across his face and his dry, crusted lips. Oh, let's get out of the way. Ouch. Fucking God, ouch. All is good. Sure, if you say so. Alright. So, I do like, and this has been a pet peeve of mine for a lot of video games that have notes. Granted, I can't remember any examples that fully amplify this, but like, this was left somewhere where we first woke up after our amnesia, and it's just explaining to us very bluntly what's happened, why it's happened, what to look out for and shit. And then, like, other notes, like this early alchemy experiment. And when people say they're gonna write down their thoughts, it's like, this is kind of what I expect, because when you write shit like using ellipses and using uhs, ums, uh-oh, shit like that, that's a script that you're writing, not a note. So it's like when pieces of media have like, I wonder how much longer I can survive ... uh-oh kind of shit. Or if they have a revelation, they interject their own writing with, wait, I've got it, kind of shit. When that wouldn't appear like that in writing, because in writing, it's not like it's recording what you're saying / thinking. You put the words to paper. If you had an epiphany, just finish your sentence or cross out what remains of it and go, I just thought of something. Instead of, wait a minute, and shit like that. Because that's a verbal... That's verbal interjection. That's you going, whoa, that's something. Kind of a reaction. It's a reaction. You don't react in writing notes. You can make snarky ass comments and you can be very, very blunt about how you're feeling and what you're doing, but don't make it like a script. And like I said, I can't think of any games that have actually, or anything in general that has had this kind of problem. I know it's happened though. Speaking of like note stuff though, I also like the fact that here's an actual thing that I know is a bit of a problem, especially with a lot of like indie horror games that were being made around the time that, like, around after the time that this became popular, where people are realizing, oh, I can get the Unity engine and make games. But then they have no idea how to make either levels or realistic places. Sometimes both. So then they have a habit of putting things in weird ass places. We kind of saw a little bit of that in Aoani, but that one I could let slide. I don't care much about it because it was just a fun game to go through for me, and the whole situation is a bit absurd to begin with. And it's still a classic despite all that. But for this game, so far I've noticed that, like, I mean, it is a bit weird that some of the pages from Daniel's diary have been kind of scattered across, but it's not like you find it randomly on the ground. You find it usually on like a table where someone would have written it. And then, like, reaching the wine cellar key, opening the drawer, and finding this note where whoever wrote it, Alexander, he had a thought, he wrote it down, and then he stashed it away. And you could tell he stashed it away because it was in the back of the drawer. When I pulled it forward, it slid forward towards me. So it's got a sense of realism in the sense of how things would actually be like if you were to actually do this kind of shit. Okay. Open the door. It was done, the men said. The tomb had been revealed. Tin Hinan awaits, grinned the toothless foreman. Ah.
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Fucking drunkards. Right. Ouch, ouch. Tools. More barrels. Doot doot. Doot doot. Okay, so that was where I was. So that's the workshop. Get off my screen. Get the fuck off my screen. Oh. My fucking head. A few cuts and bruises. You fucking put out my torch. You rock bastard. So now we have. Okay, first off, almost said headache. Doot doot. But there's also. Okay. Huh. My eyes.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. Oh.
My God, Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
Ooh.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
Well, damn. Oops. Oh. I thought there was supposed to be a note on this table. The note's here. Alright, I've got 3. Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Gerich. These are my final words, my confession and testament. 2 years ago, I was summoned to the Castle Brennenburg, as most of the aristocracy. Aristocracy. As most of the aristocracy, I was curious about what the supposed Knight of the Order could want from me, and accepted the invitation. The Baron was friendly, and offered me a proposition. It dawned on me that the nature of the contract was sordid, and that the reason I was chosen was because of the follies of my past, and not the honors I've been rewarded with during my time as a soldier. I was to kidnap healthy humans upon his slightest whim, and do so without asking questions. In return, he would attest to my character at the royal court, advancing my position within noble society. I would like to claim that I struggled with my decision, but it came swiftly and I accepted wholeheartedly. Ever since that day, I brought men, women, and children to Brennenburg. I can't remember the numbers, but there were many, perhaps even 100. None of whom were ever seen or heard from again. Tonight, the Baron invited me and my men down to the wine cellar to celebrate our work. I had my suspicions as we descended the stairs, but he insisted and joined us in a toast. The wine tasted fine, and my men drank without restraint. So begins the punishment for our sins. The Baron has locked us up and returned upstairs. Forgive me for what I have done. I was weak and fell into his diabolic ways. My men are screaming. The skin has been pierced by their own tangled bones. I feel my insides revolt against their God-given nature. Blood is beginning to pour from my eyes, and I can no longer. Alright, at least the ellipses make sense there. That's probably not what they themselves wrote. That's probably more to let us know that this is the point where it got cut off. Because at that point, you can tell from the context that, he can no longer see what the fuck he's writing, and he's probably screaming now. So, yeah, now he's probably not doing shit. There are enemies near still.
That fragrance. Damascus rose.
What? Daniel, you okay? Laudanum. Probably should not have looked at the thing. Okay. I wonder what the first game ever to use crate was. Because at least it makes sense here, because there's a lot of shit strewn about. Okay. You've done it. After enduring 3 days in Algiers, a sailboat was finally arranged to take one across the Mediterranean Sea to Gibraltar. Having reached British territory, it's just a matter of reserving cabin and Anestus Hortensia, headed for London. Quick, 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 before it damages you. Nope, it still damaged me. He sat down by the Casbah wall, gasping for air. Sweat poured from his forehead and onto the sand-veiled ground. Did I not read this? Chemical relocation. The lack of a chimney to probably vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can and move them to the wine cellar. So that was how you're supposed to know that that's where you go next. Oops. Oh well. Alright. I think that's a good stopping point for all of tonight. Alright. Huh? Wait, hold on. Yeah. No. Thank you for joining. Tomorrow/tonight, I'll be doing Bug Fables. And I'll be making some progress in that game. But it's nice to actually move on to another horror game. Technically moved on to 2, but, you know, I'm okay with that. Anyway, see you guys next time.